Merry meet everyone and welcome to My Pagan Life once again. So getting straight to the point, seeing as how this is a very popular topic, and seeing as how there were a few points I feel like I missed in my previous video, I've decided to make a new video on a few more tips for beginners in Wicca. I still see my previous video on this topic to be just as important, but these tips are also very, very crucial, except that these tips are more of the kind of tips where you need to think about it and you need to properly process it. But believe me when I say that these tips are very important. So whether you like these tips or not, I hope these also help. Starting off with tip number 1, think of the reasons why. Okay, so you've come across Wicca, you've come across paganism, you've decided you wanted to become a pagan and become a Wiccan, you've looked into a few things. One question: why? You're not here because of no reason, right? This is a very important question for your own sake, just to make sure that you're not wasting time, and that you're doing this entire thing with the right intention. Have you decided you wanted to be a Wiccan because you can become a powerful witch and do magic? You should probably reconsider. Or if you've generally come into Wicca or witchcraft because you want to look cool, you should also reconsider. I don't have to go on babbling about what your reasons should be. That is something that you need to take care of yourself. Number 2, don't get too carried away. Okay, so you've come across Wicca, you've come across paganism, maybe you want to become a Wiccan or just a pagan. Now, do not get too carried away. It's difficult to explain this tip further because it's quite self-explanatory if you ask me. It's good that you're eager, it's good that you have motivation, but don't take that motivation and eagerness too far, because you don't want to rush yourself, you do not want to lose motivation, so keep it at a stable level and take things at a time. Number 3, don't lose heart. This is very important, and I cannot possibly explain to you to what extent this is important. And you know, it doesn't even really matter what you're working with. It can be that you're learning to play the piano or you're working with some sort of school subject. It doesn't matter. The fact is that we all come to a certain point where we feel stuck. Or we feel like we're asking ourselves the question of, what am I really doing here? Is this even really right for me? Or is this just wrong? Or maybe it's just getting too difficult. I can't handle it anymore. Alright, if you're starting to ask yourself the question of whether this is right for you, this is a question you should have previously asked yourself. Of course, you can change your mind. And if this isn't right for you, then you should not do it any longer. But no matter what it is, we all reach that certain point, and it's something you have to fight through, and trust me, when you fight through it, it'll be so much better. Number 4, be a good role model. Now you are probably asking questions, and if not, I'm still going to explain to you what I mean by this. Also, with this tip, I'm also referring to tip number 1. So combine tip number 1 and tip number 4, thinking through the reasons why, and being a good role model, or being a good representation. I'm going to formulate this in a way that you may not have seen any other Wiccan formulate it, or pagan for that matter. And you don't have to take every part of what I say now literally, but it's to make you understand my point. A part of your responsibility as a Wiccan is to make us look good. Before you start asking questions, let me explain. Wicca is a small community and it tends to be widely misunderstood. And yes, there are so many fantastic things about Wicca and paganism, but there's a catch, and that is that being associated with Wicca or paganism is not really something positive. And we all need to do our part to prove to people that Wicca and paganism isn't something negative. And this is also why you should think through the reasons as to why you've become a Wiccan in the first place. If your intention or mindset is like this, or you just go out in public and say, for example, I hex people, I don't follow any moral principles, I really think through it first. But, if you do me bad, or if you do me evil, I will curse you. My question is, how do you expect people to react to that? You're a Wiccan, you're a pagan, we accept you, we love you for who you are, but you happen to represent us, and you should not do everything in your power to prove others right. And by prove others right, I mean their misconception about Wicca being horrible and Wicca being evil or Wicca being something bad. I mean, in your everyday life, you shouldn't be going around, oh my gosh, what am I saying now? I'm really stressed. I have daily panic attacks because I do not know what I'm supposed to say. But I suggest you keep this in the back of your head, not only for your community's sake as well, but for your own. Help your community by spreading the message of Wicca and paganism in a positive way. Be a good representation. Be a good role model. Show people that you're a Wiccan and you're you and you are a good person and you can stand up for what is right. And number 5, turn to your community. One of the greatest things of being a Wiccan is the community. You feel so at peace and you feel so at home. This is sort of like your family. Don't be afraid to turn to your community to ask questions or look for support or just find someone to have a nice conversation with. Because what makes Wicca Wicca fully and completely is the people within Wicca. And believe me when I say that you should never be afraid to turn to people within the Wiccan community, because you may realize a whole lot of things that you wouldn't have realized otherwise. I hope you like this video, guys. I hope you like these tips. These are a few tips that you should process a little bit more. They may not be as easy to follow as the other tips that I've been giving you in the other video, but these are very crucial tips, and I suggest you think through them. And the more you think about it, the more you will probably understand what I mean. Trust me when I say this. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching once again, and blessed be from My Pagan Life.